So, Arsenal won. The worst Manchester City team under Pep won. Erling Haaland bringing the ball out the air. Gabby Magalhaes playing number 10. Calafiori with some dead cross. Straight to their defenders. I think it was Ruben Dias. And Erling Haaland got on his bike, left everyone for dead. Our defence was nowhere to be seen. 1-0 after 9 minutes. And after that, it was an absolute clown show of a game. Yeah, Pep Guardiola said, yo, this lot of rubbish. We don't need to attack. Let's play them at their own game. Donnarumma punching away literally every single corner and cross that came into the box. The one lapse in concentration he had, Martinelli, fantastic finish. And then Martinelli decides he's going to do 19 million celebrations in front of the North Bank. And instead of getting the ball and putting it on the spot to kick off again, our manager's now legging it down the touchline as well, jumping, fist pumping. We then decide, Kenny, I'll tell you what, we'll take off a CDM and bring on a centre half when we need to win the game. Yeah, Kenny, you was at the game. I know the atmosphere in the game was probably electric. It was probably charged up. The game was shocking. Yeah, not a great advert for Premier League football. But when Martinelli scored, I was not raging that he scored. Obviously, I was happy he scored. But get the ball, Kenny. And he obviously run over to where you are, that end. Yeah. And everyone's jumping around. He's doing a billion celebrations. And managers need, I'm just like, Kenny, get the ball, man. Show some intent.
But
what did you make of that? Follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta, guys.
Well, what you've just said, in words to effect, is that you basically stated that there's two teams out there who have got no chance of winning the title. There's no way that any of that Liverpool or Arsenal are good at, Liverpool and Man City. No, Man City and Arsenal are good enough to challenge for the title. They may have the options Liverpool have. They may have the squad depth as well that Liverpool have. But in terms of quality and mentality, forget it, mate. Forget it. I'm only going to talk briefly about Man City. Man City got what they came for. Doku was their outlet. Doku actually had all their players on toast. Haaland scored a great goal. Should have scored a second, and Doku should have made it more comfortable. But that's why Man City won't win the league, because they don't know how to see games out. The substitutions they made actually helped us get back in the game. But I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not here to, analyse Man City. I'm here to analyse Arsenal. And you knew from the team selection what our attacks were going to be. I was having a conversation with my brother an hour before the team announcement. So I said that Zubimendi would play and that Eze would drop to the bench and Trossard would play. So I knew that team selection kind of picks itself, because team selection at Arsenal is better the devil you know. It's not about getting the new players in, it's better the devil you know. However, the problem we got as Arsenal fans, if we want to see exciting football, you need to kind of water down your expectations, water down your celebrations as well. What we've learned is that reality has kicked in. That if Eze and Gyökeres want to play for this team, they're going to have to do it Mikel's way.
They're going to have to wait for another manager.
There is no way Mikel. There's no way Mikel is going to, like I said, move the wheel tactically to accommodate Eze. He's not going to do that for Gyökeres. Paul Gyökeres, a player that basically we signed for a long time. The majority of Arsenal fans wanted him. The fact is, the guy has got no service whatsoever. All his goals he scored was an assist from Eze last week, and a goal he made himself against Leeds and a penalty. That's going to be his lot at Arsenal, because at the end of the day, he's not an Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland can work off scraps, because Erling Haaland and Mbappe, there's levels where they are, and then the next level 2, is the rest of the strikers in the world, and that's the situation what we got. That's not a criticism of Gyökeres. That's the way things had to be at Arsenal. Eze comes on, and he had to learn when he came on for that second half that there's a lot of things he had to do off the ball tactically. But one thing I want to say before we move this on, if I was Madueke, I would have gone to my manager and I would either screamed at him or had him up the wall. Because I'm sorry,
He was our best player first half, right?
I'm sorry, I don't care whether it's tactical or not. If you've got a player that is getting behind the Man City defence, and he's the only person putting crosses in, by all means bring Saka on. By all means bring Eze on. But what you do is that you play Saka in that position, but you have Madueke and say, right, let's go and try you on the left. Yeah, it's may not what you want to do. It's may not what you've got to do, but you have to beat in that Man City defence. You're the only person that's direct who crosses. And even on the left-hand side, with your left foot, your crosses will even be more accurate. What does he do?
Facts.
Kicks on Trossard.
I couldn't believe that fucking... Sorry to cut in, Kenny, yeah? Everyone's been asking me all week, Lee, what do you think about the game? I said, ask me when I see the starting 11. When I see Calafiori, Marino, and Trossard left wing, I was like, nah, we're done. I said, we're draw. And we scammed the draw, Kenny. In spite of this manager, we scammed it.
Yeah, but that's it. Get used to it, because I'll tell you one thing. It's not going to move tactically. We're going to play like this, whether we like it or not. You can have all the options. You know, you can have a bench that is stacked where you don't have to worry about injury. But I always say that when we got Eze and when we got Joy Carez, we got all these players, attacking players, Zubimendi, I always said, when you put the plates away and you put the cutlery away, always remember that reality kicks in. And the reality that kick in is that Mikel Arteta is the manager. This is the most negative manager we've ever had. I thought George Graham could be negative, but this guy, oh my God, this guy takes the biscuit. I mean, Liverpool way, where he put the handbrakes on when Liverpool were there for the taking, that was unforgivable. But today, Man City are not the same Man City of before. This Man City's in transition. Go at them. You know, put them under pressure. Don't make it easy for them. Set pieces. I mean, seriously.
Their goalkeeper had light work today.
Yeah, but the goalkeeper's 6'5". Last when we played,
and he's willing to take one in the nut as well, in the face. He's willing to put his body on the line and get a broken nose.
When we beat Man City 5-1 last year, they had Stefan in goal. Stefan is about the same size as was it Bravo, the guy that
that was conceding every shot. Yeah.
So he's about 6 foot, 6'1". So obviously he's not a presence in the goal. This time, Donnarumma is a presence. Yeah. Trafford's a bit of a presence, but he hasn't got the experience. Donnarumma's got that about him.
Wow, what's a pass?
So if you're going to be playing...
Barcelona just scored one of the best goals I've seen all season.
What's a fucking goal? What's a fucking goal? Lee, I need to interject. Barcelona score goals like that every game.
Carry on, mate.
What I'm trying to say, Barcelona score goals like that every game.
Mate, Kenny, the ball, Firmino back heels it and Ferran Torres first touch, bang. So what a goal.
But Barcelona scores goals like that every game. That's why.
Kenny, this is the point. Get a manager like him, and we win the league.
Yeah, but see that we're gonna have to wait till the end of May to actually have that sort of debate. But in terms of the match in itself, the fact is that there are no positives. The only positive is that Eze's put that through ball for Martinelli.
That goal was fucking cool.
Yeah, Martinelli's lobbed Donnarumma. However,
nice finish from Martinelli, and that was the only mistake Donnarumma made today. Because for me, he was man of the match. I had him as man of the match, not because he had mad saves to make, but because we're shithouses on corners and crosses.
Yeah, and he just punched everything. Yeah, but special mention has to go to Doku, and I'm talking.
Doku was an outlet for them all day.
Yeah, but you've noticed he actually made their goal. Because you've looked at it when I was actually looking at Jason to pass, Reinders wins the ball, he gets the ball, and Doku makes the run where he takes out Timber, and then he puts the ball. He's able to make that pass for Haaland, because Timber can't go in and help out Saliba or Gabriel, because he's got Doku.
And Gabriel was playing in number 10 at that point.
Yeah, because
Haaland brings the ball out the air.
Yeah,
takes it. Kenny, sorry to cut in again. Yeah. I know it's your fan cam. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah. There was a chance, right, where in the second half, the ball goes into the box. Erling Haaland takes 3 touches, 7 yards out from goal. 1, 2, 3, and then 4th he hoofs it up the pitch.
Yeah, but,
It's like, how are you taking 4 touches in your own box with nobody near you, bro?
Yeah, but and they nearly scored from there. They nearly scored.
Yeah, and they broke away, and Doku did this.
Doku, who was brilliant all same. He decided he did it really outside his foot. So yeah.
And if Haaland was still on the pitch, no, sorry, that was after Haaland was on the pitch.
No, it was after Haaland was on the pitch. But there was a time when Haaland had a chance.
Yes.
Where he normally puts it away, but there was no one to tap in the rebound. So even when
they could have 3 or 4.
Yeah, but even when Man City, when we had all that possession, it didn't matter. Man City were very comfortable where what they did, they didn't hit the ball. What they did is they kept players close to them where they do little 1-2s, and then they made space where they could either run with the ball, carry the ball, or put little passes where Doc would be end of them. It was quite.
And then as soon as it was in their box, yeah, they were like, away. Don't take any chances because this lot are dangerous on set pieces. Yeah. Away. Yeah, now we just push out a little bit. Yeah, we'll reset.
That's how you play Arsenal. Last season, when in 23-24, set pieces were a surprise. We were very strong on them. Towards the end of last season, for a lot of the times, teams have worked us out. This Man City team, believe it or not, they may feel that they may got a chance of winning the title. They may feel Liverpool will drop points, but they had no intention of coming to the Emirates to get a 5-1 pasting. It wasn't going to happen. They worked hard off the ball. They pressed when they had to.
Bernardo Silva being a shithouse all game.
But that's how you beat this Arsenal team. And let's face it.
You have to play us at our own game.
Let's face it. Man City dropped points today, not us. They're the ones who had that in the bag.
No, we both do. The winner today was Liverpool, Kenny.
Yeah, because you know why Liverpool are going to win the league, in my opinion.
Because we're shit.
It's not to do us being
shit. So are Man City.
We're not good. Yeah, but it's not that. Liverpool. Yeah, but what's happened when Liverpool under pressure, right? And it's 2-2. Do you see a Slot taking off his best players? No, he hasn't. What Slot does, he keeps his attacking players on. He knows that there's a player, whoever it is, it could be Salah, it could be Van Dijk, it could be
Gakpo, it could be Isak, it could be
any of them. He always makes sure he keeps a match winner on that team, and that's why they win goals. That's why they score goals in the last minute, and that's why Liverpool will win the league because. As much as you say Arsenal, Man City are not good enough, the problem is that Arsenal's mentality is going to hand Liverpool a title on the plate. And if you think they're going to do something, but the reason why they've won every game. That if they go to Crystal Palace next week,
they're going to win. We've got Newcastle away.
Yeah, we won't win. We won't win because the manager, unfortunately, is going to play the same personnel. And it's going to be the better the devil you know team sheet. In fact, what we should call his middle name should be Mikel, better the devil you know Arteta, because that's his team selection.
Sorry to cut in us again. Sorry, and I keep cutting you off, Kenny.
Yeah, that's all right. No problem.
What did you make of Gyökeres today? Because they're like, I'm seeing the usual suspects online saying that if Arteta had played how Pep played today, there'd be loads of media talk. Yeah. This guy's played like him today. For 6 years.
Oh, do you want me to be honest?
He's defensive. Gyökeres went, cool. He weren't great today. What service did he get, Kenny? Yeah, when he got the ball, he was clumsy, he fell over.
But here today, when you've got a player like Gyökeres, you've got to remember one thing, right? Is that Gyökeres is in that second level of striker, whilst he's not in the sort of mould of striker that you've seen.
Haaland, one chance, bang, goal.
Yeah, Harry Kane, Mbappe, and Haaland are in that level of strikers. Lewandowski, a young
Lewandowski's there as well.
Yeah. There. But then you've got the rest. And then the rest, i.e. where Gyökeres is, he needs service. He's not going to be doing something out of nothing. Against teams like Leeds, against teams like Nottingham Forest, again, next week, 2 weeks' time against West Ham, he'll probably bag a brace. But against top teams, he's not there yet. Because at the end of the day...
But is that the manager and the system, or is that him? Or both?
But the fact is that we're wasting our time asking the manager to do what he's never going to do. Gyökeres and Eze have to play within Mikel's framework, because if they don't, they won't play. Mikel is not going to change his way of playing for Eze and Gyökeres, which begs the question, Lee, did he want them in the first place?
No, he didn't. My whole chat, Kenny, was lighting up saying, yo, Eze on the bench. They couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
I knew he was going to bench.
No, but I couldn't, but I could. Because I knew, and people, my dad's on a FaceTime to my mum now. I went and got some food earlier, and the bar I went to is full of the owners are Spurs fans.
Yeah.
They were like, I think you might get something today, but I don't think you'll win because your manager is not going to play to the strengths and he'll probably drop Eze. Yeah. And guess what? If a Spurs fan's saying that, and he's about your age, Kenny,
yeah,
right? And he's going, that is he's a joker. But either way, yeah, the point is, he's a nice guy, yeah. And if he can see that, and the rival fans in my chat can see that,
yeah,
and Arsenal fans can see that,
yeah,
then guess what? We know we have a problem with this manager not wanting Eze. This is the reason we brought Eze, right? For the big games. He was dropped against Liverpool and he was dropped against Man City, the two biggest games so far since he's been here. Tells you all you need to know, Kenny. Gyökeres had no service. Why? Because he didn't want him. And this guy is so slick with the way he'll finesse a starting 11 and finesse the tactics that it'll make it look like them players have dropped a stinker. They haven't. And in spite of this manager, Martinelli has saved him a headache this week in two games.
But Martinelli was a player that he didn't want to sell. The fact is
but he don't rate him, Kenny, and neither do our fans.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But you're 100% right. You've got to remember one thing, right? There's two masters, and then one's Berta and one's Arteta. As I said before, when I was on podcast, I was saying, well, as they play, as they could do this and that. Now you're seeing the reality of Hazard and his team, where sometimes you can get a new toy, and then when everyone's gone and you open it, there's no instructions, and that's what we've had. That's what we're getting with Gyökeres and what we're getting with Eze. This manager has got one way of playing, and I said it before. God help those two, but I'll respect them if they can get up to speed and produce the performances. At the same time, I just can't see it happening. But you can never say never. There's a lot of football to be played. But one thing is that my advice to Eze and Gyökeres is get up to speed quickly, because if you want to play for this man, you've got to do what he wants. Trust me. If it means sacrificing the way you prefer to play, then so be it. You're at Arsenal now. You're not like Sporting Lisboa. You're not at Crystal Palace. You're at Arsenal now. And that's the thing there. Your big fishes at Lisboa, your big fishes at Palace are Arsenal. Sadly, with this manager, there's only one big star, and that's it.
Thanks, Kenny. I love you, man. I'll share your little fan cam afterwards on Instagram. Yeah, I've got Jezza next. Yeah, this Barca team, mate. Yeah, I wish we had somebody like Hansi Flick, mate.
Hey, let me tell you something there. Football's a funny old game. Let's just remember one thing. You can outstay your welcome in football, and it's the only industry where you will find that out to your cost. There'll be a big crash and a big bump. I hope it doesn't happen, because if it happens, then we would have gone trophyless. So watch this space, but it's all eyes are now on Port Vale now.
Yep, then Newcastle away.
Right,
I love you, Jez. I love you, Kenny. Even
I'll speak to you guys soon. Look after yourself.